What is up, guys? You're back with another video, and today I'm going to be following up the mostly abandoned series that I started a long time ago with the Steelers season and following what was going on. I basically just completely forgot about it, and I just kind of didn't have time until now because I was in sports and other things. Then finally on Christmas break, I finally have time to do stuff. So I'm going to be trying to upload videos on this series pretty regularly to try to get caught up with this season. Obviously, it's not really going to happen because basically when I'm filming this, it's week 16, so I'm going to have to, pump these videos out pretty quick. But basically just for the preseason, usually you're just sort of getting a grip of who your team has. They won obviously against the Falcons, which we know the Falcons are a decent team. We don't really know how good they are at this point. They were just in the Super Bowl, so we know they're good. Martavis Bryant was in, got negative 1 yards and all that, but obviously Roethlisberger's not playing, only had 94 passing yards total, which isn't the greatest, but just total offense, the rushing wasn't too bad. The receiving was really spread out, obviously, because it's preseason, a bunch of guys having 1 or 2 receptions. So I was just sort of getting a grip of just the different guys that we had. Obviously, Coates went to the Browns, which is kind of disappointing. But most of these guys, we saw a decent amount of playing time throughout the season. Chris Boswell, obviously, so just getting a grip of who we have. Josh Dobbs, or I think that's his name. Yeah, Josh Dobbs. Just knowing who we have, in case someone might get hurt. Obviously, we know we have receivers and stuff, but quarterbacks is becoming a growing issue just because of Ben getting older, and he usually would get hurt a lot, but just in case something like that would happen. And then week 3 against the Colts, obviously they lost. But then I didn't watch all these games, like the whole, all of it, but I watched some of it. Roethlisberger got some playing time week 3. Usually they gave the starters some more playing time. Landry Jones had a decent game, a touchdown and interception. So in preseason the stats aren't going to be like as big as they would be in the normal games. So hopefully, if he ever has to play in the future, he would be able to put up some better numbers. But obviously, he didn't play the whole game, so wasn't really worried about that. The rushing obviously really spread out, especially for rushing, and the receiving. Antonio Brown got in, Hayward Bay got in, Bryant was obviously in. But Eli Rogers had a big game. Juju Smith-Schuster. This was when we were realizing, okay, Juju's he can play in the NFL. Even if it's just preseason, he can get in the game. He can do, he can do the things we need him to do. And then week 4, Carolina, we won. And just looking at who was playing, Landry Jones again was in, but Josh Dobbs, was actually showing some potential there with 200 plus yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. So that was good. Rushing a little more select. Watson getting almost 90 yards, so that was good. But yeah, and then receiving, was obviously spread out again. Kobe Hamilton getting in, Justin Hunter also getting in, just spreading out the receiving there. Obviously, a lot more receiving yards in these games than there were earlier. But that was just good. I was pleased with how the preseason was going because, obviously a lot of starters weren't playing, but this is basically I was realizing how good our depth was because in the past injuries have really killed Pittsburgh's playoff chances and stuff. But this season I was getting hopeful about how much depth we had with the bench and everything like that. So, yeah, at this point, I was really excited for this season to start, obviously. And I knew they had a lot of potential with their offense probably being even better than it was the year before, with key additions like Juju Smith-Schuster. No one really knew how good he was going to be, but Pittsburgh was really excited about him. T.J. Watt, obviously, people were really getting excited for him because of things J.J. Watt was saying about him. And obviously, he's a Watt, so he's got huge potential following in JJ's footsteps. So I was so excited about for the season to start, and they did it pretty good in the preseason, 3-1. So I was pretty excited about how our bench had a good amount of depth. But yeah, other than that, that was basically about it for this video. Thank you for watching, and see you later.